Some more videos, and in today's video I want to talk about why I gave Lillia an attack and defense set over an HP defense set. Now there's two ways to build her. Well, there's three ways. I kind of touched this in other videos, but you can do triple defense. Obviously she has like one of the highest defensive stacks in the game. Stats, I think it says stacks. So if you build triple defense, and her defense will be so freaking high that she can probably patience some attacks, which is really clutch because if you take no damage, and that's really cool. But her attack will be shit and her HP will be shit. But I mean, if you build her on an attack defense set, then it will be the same stats in comparison. If you do triple defense, I mean, her HP won't suffer because she doesn't get the additional 20% as she would on an HP defense roll. But I feel like triple defense is one way, attack defense is another way, and I feel like attack defense is really good if you're going to main her in terms of farming, and if you want to prioritize her Pierce. Now, me, I have my Lillia for farming and prioritizing with the Pierce. Now, for me with HP defense, I feel like that is mainly if you're heavy in PvP, because the thing about Lillia is that you want her to survive. You want her to have her passive up as long as possible, and you want her to be able to tank some attacks. The more HP she has, obviously she can tank more damage, right? The thing is that she herself doesn't do much damage on an HP defense set, and you want to build her substats as Pierce, because the higher her Pierce stat, oh, wrong click, the higher Pierce she has, the more Pierce she'll give to your ally. So you don't really want to build her with attack on the substats. Like I have my Lillia, this is Pierce. I am building an SSR piece for her on this side. I have to farm it first of all, so I'm trying to farm it, and I'm going to build her an SSR piece on this side, and I'm going to go Pierce on this side as well. So she's going to have double Pierce. So if this was HP defense, her attack stat would be low to where the enemy could potentially patience me. And her first skill is actually really useful. She takes off ultimate gauge, and I don't want anyone to be patiencing this, because this can be the difference between winning and losing. So I want to make sure that this hits, for one. For two, this is actually a really good card. She heals, and her heal is based off of her attack stat. So the higher her attack, the more heals you'll give off. Now, once again, like if you are main PvP, HP defense is probably the way to go, because it's going to help her overall CC of the team. You're probably going to go first, and she's probably going to live longer, and you'll get more benefit from the passive. She herself just doesn't do anything beyond just her passive at that point. I want my Lillia to have a different, little bit more utility than just PvP. Like, she's actually on my main PvE team, and I use her to farm with my Pierce team. So obviously I have the Blue Demon Meliodas, I have the Hauser, and I also have the Weinhardt in the 4th slot there. This is like a full Pierce team. So although her main perk here is to give my allies Pierce, I also want her to be able to hit, and Lillia at 10k can pretty much one-shot any red unit in the game that's not a boss. She one-shots all the red mobs, which is really cool, just from her rank 1 skill attack. And that's important, because if I have a character on the team that has to be in the main roster here, like I can't put Lillia in the 4th slot and benefit from her passive because she needs to be on the field. I at least want her to be able to contribute to damage overall. So at this point, with her being attack defense, she at least can hit hard enough to where she'll clear these mobs by herself. Look at this. See? So she's going to help in terms of clearing the field faster and making my overnight farming faster. Or if I want to farm and, like I'm cooking breakfast and I just have the phone on the side, that's going to go faster. So that's kind of my reason there. I mean, she's better for PvE if you build her attack defense, obviously. And I'm going to use her mainly for PvE, because this is going to be my main team, my farming team, for quite a while. So she hits relatively hard enough to clear at least the mobs at the very least, which is very helpful for me. And obviously she's going to buff my Meliodas and buff my Hauser to stupid amounts of damage, which is really good for me. And I'm still missing about upwards of 30% additional Pierce on her, because I don't have the ring with any Pierce at all. The ring is actually an R attack set, or attack substat roll. So when I actually get the SSR piece and I roll that as Pierce, yeah, it's going to be insane. And I shouldn't suffer too much of an attack loss, because right now, I do have attack rolls on the ring. So when I switch over to an SSR piece, it's going to be Pierce. But the thing is that is an SSR piece. So I'm not going to lose that much attack. Plus, I'm actually going to UR that particular ring as well, so she's going to have a bit more attack from that as well. So her attack stat will probably stay the same at around 10k when everything is said and done. And that's kind of how I want her to be now. Let's actually do a test. So let's actually say if I did have her on an HP defense set, would she still one-shot the mobs? That's what I want to see. This might be a little wacky because my HP defense set actually has attack substat rules. So she probably will still one-shot. Yeah, she has like 700 less attack, but you know, I feel like, you know, if you're doing this for PvE purposes, yeah, I think she's still one-shot. We're going to try it out. Because I have Escanor in the sub slot, and I have Escanor with like a lot of good gear. So she'll probably still one-shot, although she's on an HP defense set in this particular scenario. But keep in mind, my HP defense set has attack rules and not pierce rules. And I would have my Lillia as, you know, for pierce rules. But let's see if she one-shot. She's only down like 600 or 700 attack, so it's not like a lot of me. No, I don't want to use that card. She should still one-shot the field, to be fair. Like, this should still clean health. Yeah, still cleans health, yeah. She's doing about 13k less damage overall. Which maybe helps a little bit on the boss if I do end up not having some melee cards, not having some Hauser cards. It does come in clutch. But I mean, I just feel like, you know, for what I want to use her for, she's a bit better if I have an attack defense set on her. And the heals as well. You know, right now I don't need the heals, but if I ever am in PvP and I'm in a situation where I don't have HP and I need a heal, I can rely on her to give me big heals. Because obviously, like, once again, her heals scale off of her attack stat. So, like, I just feel like attack defense is a better overall gear set for her kit, because you know, most things she has relies on some kind of attack, like her heals, hitting the enemy so they don't patience you. So you want some attack, but you know, I get the whole HP defense and going all in with the pierce because she will survive damage, bro. She will survive. She doesn't do damage herself, but she will for sure survive the majority of all attacks. She might even survive an ultimate, maybe. So she's really good on HP defense, but I feel like that's more PvP. And if you want to go more PvE, then you go more attack defense, obviously, because now she contributes to more overall damage. But at the end of the day, you really can't go wrong. Oh, and as you can see, she has, you know, 39k CC here, versus on her own UR particular set. Although this is UR gear, she only has, I believe, 37. So obviously, like, there's a massive, yeah, like she has like, what, like 1500 less CC, but her gear right now is UR. So that's the thing about that. HP is a massive stat. Like, HP is the biggest contributing CC stat in the game. So if you want like big CC, go HP in all your characters. Like, literally HP defense in all your characters. But yeah, for farming purposes, I feel like attack defense, at least for me, what I want to do with her is better. And overall, I mean, even in PvP, for me, I still rather attack defense because she does hit hard. Like, there's lots of scenarios where I'm facing like a King Brum, and I will use a melee card and 2 Escanor cards on the King. And the melee card is AoE. That friggin' King has like the slither of health, like a little bit of health. If King doesn't heal, the next turn I can throw a Lillia card and it'll for sure take him down. So for me, just better in my opinion. So that's just what I think. That's just what I believe. If you feel like HP defense is better for her, then you're not wrong. You know, there's 3 ways to, you know, run her. It just depends on what your playstyle is. It depends on what you actually want to do in the game. So anyways, guys, quick video. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like, share, comment down below. If you're not subscribed, make it a thing. Sub to the boy, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.